Hello everyone, and we're back with part 4 on how to make a Pacman game using Scratch. In this tutorial we're going to be making the ghost move. So the first thing we need to do is we need a when green flag clicked, let's drag it out there. Now we need to go to motion. So we're not going to touch any of these blocks for now. And let's position our ghost in a good position that we want it to start off in. So let's position it, in fact let's just keep it back here. So the coordinates are x equals 2 and y equals 63. These are the coordinates that the ghost is going to start off in when the green flag is clicked. So let's go to this block, which is go to x2 and y63. Now you notice that the numbers here are the exactly the same numbers as the numbers over here, and these are the coordinates of the position that the ghost is going to be in. Let's just put it under there. So now let's go to looks and show, because we want the ghost to be able to be seen when the green flag is clicked. Now for the movement, let's go to events, in fact control, and we're going to grab a forever loop. Now we want the ghost to be moving in random directions, and we don't want to be able to control the ghost direction movement. And if you were able to control the ghost movement, it wouldn't be a very fun game. We want the ghost to be moving in random directions. So for this we're going to go to my blocks, which is this red circle here, and we're going to make a new block. So this block is going to be called random direction change. And we don't need this input blocks or these text labels, and we don't need the run without screen refresh. So for now we're gonna keep this block as it is. Now let's click OK. Now it comes up with this block called define random direction change. And the reason it comes up with this block is because this is a block that we have made by ourselves. So what I mean by this is Scratch doesn't know what this block will do, what it means, what it will do to the ghost, and we need to make a code to define the meaning of random direction change block, and only then we can put it into use. So for this we're going to go to variables, and we're going to make a new variable. This is going to be called direction of movement, and it's going to be only for this sprite. So it's very important that you select for this sprite only, otherwise the code won't work. Let's click OK, and we're going to use this block, which is set direction of movement to, well, it's not going to be 0, because we want it to be a random direction. So we want this to be a random direction. So we're going to go to operators, and we're going to grab a pick a random from 1, not to 10, but to 4. Now the reason I'm doing 1 to 4 is because there are 4 different directions that the ghost can move in: up, down, left, and right. So now we need 4 if loops, and I'm not going to attach them onto the set direction block yet. Actually, in fact, we only need 1 for now. We only need 1 if loop for now, and explain a little bit later why we only need 1. So I'm going to go to operators and grab if equal to 50, something blank equal to 50, and I'm going to go to variables, and we're going to put this direction of movement in there, and we're going to change this to 1. So if direction of movement equals 1, let's go to motion, point in direction, let's say up, so 0 degrees. You can check which direction it's pointing in by this arrow, because you can see this arrow is pointing upwards. Now before I said I've explained why we only need 1 if loop. This is because it will save us a lot of time if we can just copy and paste this block for this piece of code 4 times. sorry, 3 times. And one more time. Okay, so of course all of the blocks of code are the same, and that's not what we want. We want to change these numbers. Let's change this to 2, change this to 3, and change this to 4. Now the directions can't be the same because otherwise it was only going to be moving in one direction. So we need to change the directions. So for direction equal 2, let's change 90 degrees, which is going to be pointing towards the right. For direction of movement equals 3, we're going to do 180 degrees, which means it's going to be pointing exactly downwards. And for the last one, it's going to be pointing towards the left, which is minus 90 degrees, which is pointing towards the left. Now we can put this on to the random direction. So this is the code that we need to define the block to define the meaning of the block random direction change. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the actual movement of the ghost. So forever we need to go to my blocks, and we need this random direction change block. So when the green flag is clicked, forever just move in point in a random direction. And we're going to go to variables and set. Now we need a new variable. So this is going to be the distance it's traveled, and let's just name it distance traveled. Simply distance traveled. And you have to select for this sprite only again. And we're going to change this to distance traveled. We need to move this block down a bit. Okay, so now we need to go to operators. I need to pick random block again, and we're going to change this to 0 to let's say 900. Okay, so now we need to go to event control, and we need to repeat distance traveled. So again, variables, and we want it to be moving. We want the ghost to be moving constantly. So let's get this move. Let's say probably 3 steps. You can put the speed as much as you want, as high as you want, or as low as you want, but you have to keep in mind that it can't be too slow and it can't be too fast, because you don't want the game to be too easy, and you don't want the game to be too hard. So now if now we're going to do the part where if it touches Pacman, we want it to hide and then go back to the starting position. So we're going to go to control, and we're going to grab an if loop, and then we need to go to sensing and if touching Pacman. We want it to hide, and so it's going to grab the hide block, and we want it to hide for a certain amount of time before it can show again. So for this we're going to go to control and wait. It can't be too long, so let's say 1.5 seconds, and then we want it to go back to the starting position, which remember was x 2 and y 63. These are the same coordinates here. And then once it goes back to that position, it's still going to be hiding because we haven't put the block to show just there. Okay, so this is the code for what happens when it touches Pacman. We're going to do Pacman's death a bit in the next tutorial. Okay, so now we need another if loop, and we're putting another if loop because when the ghost touches the maze walls, we don't want it to go right through. So again, sensing if touching color. Let's choose the right color using. Let's just choose the right color using this tool and select that color. So if touching this color, then we want it to move minus three steps. So if you would set your speed to 2, for instance, you'd have to change this to -2 steps. If you set it to 4, we have to change this to -4. I've set it to 3, so I've changed it to -3. And then we wanted to do the random direction change again. In fact, we're going to take all of this out, and then we want to go to my blocks and grab the random direction change. Put it in there. Now we want the ghost to constantly be repeating this, and so we're going to put it inside the repeat distance traveled. And that's the end of this tutorial. Thanks for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe.